Hey superstar, it's Gavin Speaks. Here are 3 things you can do in 2022 to dramatically increase your vibration, dramatically raise your vibration. The first one is letting go of things from the past, physical things, and things you're worried about in the future, right? Surrender to the present moment, surrender to the now. So things have happened to you in the past, right? You've had traumatic experiences, hardships, and all of this stuff. It's important to heal that. Also, you want to start selling physical things, getting rid of things. The less you have, the more happiness you're going to have. What happens for people is they think more things lead to more happiness, right? Consumerism, right? They train us to consume more stuff, right? More television, more Netflix, more social media, right? Check on your phone right now and go to the statistics and check how long you spend on your phone. Check how long you spend on Instagram, YouTube, all these social media platforms, and look at the amount of time that you're wasting on social media when actually you can be creating something like your dream life, right? You can be creating what it is that you really want, the true happiness, true fulfillment, right? Instead of the dopamine releases, the temporarily happiness that we're getting from the social media. Social media is a distraction. We can begin selling those things that we own, that we've collected along the years, and begin selling them and letting them go, which will allow us to receive more money that we can invest into the things that we love, or we can generate more income to go travel, or we can generate more income to put in our savings, right? Or whatever it is you want to use the money for. But there's so much power in letting go, right? Training yourself to release stuff, because as you release stuff, as you let go of the past, as you let go of the physical things, guess what? You're able to attract more, right? We are able to hold certain amount of energy, right? And if in life you're wanting more, you don't want for example, if you fill your cup, right, of water, there's going to be a point where it reaches the top and then it's going to overflow and it's just going to spill over it, right? And so what we have to realize, a lot of the things that we have, our cup is already full, right? Our cup is already full. And so what we have to do is like let go of some of that water, right? Release it so we can add more or attract new things that we want into our lives. We want our lives to be more positive. We want our lives to be more wholesome. We want to attract that partner that we want. We want to attract more money. And sometimes we have to let go of the old to create the new. Sometimes it's letting go of old patterns. Maybe you have a negative neuro association around money, managing money, feeling restricted and all of these things. You got to get rid of these subconscious patterns. You got to rewire yourself so that you have the money management so you can grow your income, right? There's a certain level of respect that you have to give money in order to attract more money, right? If you disrespect money, guess what? It's going to disrespect you. It's never going to be in your hands, and it's never going to grow and expand, right? It's just going to go through your fingers and you don't know where it's gone. So it's very important to begin managing your money. And this can be applied to other areas of your life. Maybe, you had a hardship in a previous relationship. Maybe you had a divorce or a breakup or something of this nature. And now, you got all these emotions and resentment that needs to be let go in 2022. Okay, we also hold worry about the future. We hold fears about the future when the future is actually just imagination. Future doesn't actually exist, right? We perpetuate our own belief systems into the future. We create what we think is going to happen in the future. And through that worry and fear, we create anxiety in the moment, which paralyzes us. When in actuality, we should just live in the present moment and be here now and enjoy what we have. Like in this experience, there's always great things that we can look for, things that we can be grateful for, instead of projecting ourselves into the future and what we're going to do. So for me, I only tend to make 90-day goals. I don't necessarily go beyond 90 days, right? I'm sure you've heard the saying, if you want to make God laugh, show God your plans, right? And so I only ever make goals 90 days into the future because I know things change. Through my life experience and setting goals, things just change, right? After 90 days, you're thinking totally differently and the goal would be adjusted or it'd be different or whatever it is. And so for me, like if you're setting a 5-year goal, sometimes that 5-year goal changes, right? For example, you might believe right now, okay, I want a big home, I want a mansion, or I want this thing, right? Then 1 year down the line, you're like, well, actually, I no longer resonate with that thing that I wanted. My mindset has changed, my consciousness has raised, my vibration has raised. I actually no longer want that thing. I'm thinking a little bit differently right now. Okay, so that's why I only set 90-day increments. And it really helps me because it might help you too, because I know within that time frame, I can stick to it, I can follow through, I can take consistent action towards it, and it always tends to manifest in that way. Okay, and so you want to find your time frame. Mine's 90 days. Maybe yours is 30 days, right? Or maybe yours is 7 days, right? And so you stick to that every 7 days and you keep on going on and on. But going too far in the future, you know, things change, right? Things happen, right? Relationships change. People move around, right? Jobs change. All of this stuff happens. And so we can make plans. Show God your plans. If you want to make God laugh, show God your plans. Okay. So being present is very important. Not worrying about the future, but actually being more present in the now. The second thing that you can do to raise your vibration in 2022 is consider looking into Dr. Sebi's alkaline diet. Okay, very, very powerful for healing the body, for raising your vibration, and ultimately feeling like you're having lots of energy and sleeping better and all of this kind of stuff. Now, I will say right now, it's difficult to do this particular diet, and the foods on the list are foods that are very hard to find sometimes, okay? And that's for good reason. It's because it's the food that's good for us. Usually what's good for us might be very rare to find, all right? And so that's what we got to realize on the planet right now, is that they want to push foods that are not alkaline to make us ill so we can pay the big pharma, right? And that's a, money business, generating business, right? They don't want you to know that you can heal yourself. They don't want you to know that food is medicine, right? They want you to take their inorganic medicine, right? Now, Dr. Sebi has been able to heal people of cancer, right? Diabetes. I shouldn't even say heal. I should go to the point of saying cure, right? Cure people of dis-ease in the body. Cancer, diabetes, AIDS, HIV, right? Sickle cell anemia, right? Herpes. He's been able to heal these people and prove it in court that he's been able to heal these people. And so what we're being told on the planet is those diseases are incurable, right? We've been told that actually you have to suffer with this for the rest of your life, and you need to pay these bills, you need to pay for these pills, right? Every month or every week, and they become more and more expensive every day, inflation, and you have to get stuck in this hamster wheel, and that keeps you trapped in the system, when in actuality you can heal from the foods. Now, I'm not saying to stop taking your medication. What I'm saying is look and research into the alkaline diet, look and research into Dr. Sebi's diet. It will dramatically raise your vibration, and it will allow you to see actually there's other ways of thinking, right? And when you think outside of the box, usually you'll find new answers about this planet, about this world. Now, Dr. Sebi, I believe, was killed as of recent in the last few years because he was becoming more and more popular, right? Back in the day, Left Eye Lopez from TLC, the group TLC, was going to promote Dr. Sebi and let the world know about him healing, right? Or curing all of these people. Guess what? She passed away. Nipsey Hussle, who recently passed away in the last few years, right, was also going to promote Dr. Sebi and do a whole documentary on Dr. Sebi. But guess what? He was also killed. And now Dr. Sebi has also been killed or murdered or passed away, right? So we can call this, a coincidence, or we can call it spiritual warfare, right? For Left Eye Lisa Lopez, there's actually evidence of what happened. They were driving a car and the car just swerved off the road or whatever it is. But I can tell you right now, in the spiritual realm, they can do things, right? They can do things, and we got to realize that, right? And that's what we have to realize, that actually there might be evidence of, well, they passed away in this way or they passed away in that way, but actuality in the spiritual realm, people can do stuff to make stuff happen, and that's what we need to realize, especially the inorganic ones, right? They're using all kinds of sorcery and spells and all of that stuff. And they even put it on the notes, right? If you look at the American notes, there's spells on the notes, and that's what we got to realize about money, all right? And that's why it's actually illegal to burn money, right? So we got to realize these things, and that actually there's an agenda going on, there's a conspiracy going on, and we want to understand this a little bit deeper. We want to understand this a little bit more, all right? What are they trying to hide from us? Why don't they want us to gravitate to a higher vibrational frequency? There's all different ways of looking at things. And from my perspective and what I understand, consuming ayahuasca, understanding the spiritual realm, tapping into some stuff that's happened to me that's crazy stuff that I can't talk about in video. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, and we as chosen ones need to wake up and realize that we need to think about how the thing that we do most every day, like we consume food every day, we need to make sure that we're putting the right foods in our body and healing the body and raising our vibration. The third thing that I suggest to raise your vibration in 2022 is to move to an area, country, an environment where it's more nature orientated, especially if you're a more melanated complexion, meaning you're a darker complexion. You need to be closer to the equator, right? You need to be closer to the sun. You need to be in heat, right? You need to be in a country, in a place where there's heat and the sun is shining very bright. There's a lot of nature, there's a lot of birds, there's a lot of insects. You're around nature more, right? The further and further away you get from the equator, the further and further away you are from your power as someone that's more melanated, all right? And so we need to realize that on the planet, even if you are of the more lighter complexion, the sun is going to be useful to you. I think people who are lighter complexion can take less sun, but overall, for people who are melanated, we require more vitamin D, right? Vitamin D is actually not a vitamin, it's actually a hormone, and it's created through sunlight, right? And sunlight, when it hits the skin now creates vitamin D in the body, which allows for energy, strong bones, better cognitive abilities, and much, much more. It's very important to feed the melanin in the body. The melanin is fed by the vitamin D. And so people who are, the darker you are, the closer you need to be to the equator. Okay, so if you're very dark skinned, you need to be in sunlight. If you're in the cold all the time, this is not the environment that's conducive with raising your vibration and being in your full power. And so the sun, the masculine, is very powerful. And oftentimes when we're in the cold, our vibration lowers. And so temperature is very important. We need to understand who we are and what environment manufactures the success that we want. And so when I'm talking about success, I'm talking about material success, but mostly I'm talking about spiritual success, spiritual growth. Being in the sun is very, very powerful. And so another way to do this is making sure you get out, right? Making sure there's sunlight, making sure you get at least 20 minutes or more a day out in the sun, and making sure that you get into nature, laying on some grass. And to be honest with you, I've not been doing this as of recent because of the lockdown and all of this stuff. It kind of rewired my brain a little bit. And that's the thing that we have to be careful of. I actually stopped doing the things that I used to do. I used to go to organic farmers market. I used to go and lay on some grass every week, but I stopped doing my habits. And so I'm looking to get back into that in 2022 and connecting more with nature, connecting more with the Most High, and getting closer to the sun. Going to be doing some traveling. So right now on the planet, we got all these different variants and viruses that are coming out on the planet. And so we want to be consuming foods, like I said, that raise our vibration, that boost immunity. We want to learn how to protect ourselves the right way, right? Rather than taking some inorganic substance and put it into our body. But also, we want to get rid of stuff. We want to get rid of things that no longer serve us and think a little bit outside of the box, right? I would rather have less so I have more fulfillment, right? And that is more powerful than having physical things. And there's nothing wrong with having physical things, It's just learning how to become a little bit more of a minimalist and not collecting stuff in this realm that you can't bring with you when you transcend, right? And so think about the little things. Think about the generational wealth. Think about creating generational wealth. Think about the legacy that you're going to leave. Think about the people that you are leaving on the planet. Think about the generations to come, right? Rather than what you can get and gain in this lifetime so you can be temporarily happy, right? And, you know, a sense of dopamine and feeling good in the moment. That's what Red Bull does. That's what Coca-Cola does. That's what fries and burgers does. That's what Netflix does. That's what Amazon Prime does. That's what the social media, the Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube, right, does, is it gives temporary dopamine, a sense of happiness in the moment, and you feel good in the moment. And even me making this video, the sound effects, the music and all this is making you feel good. It's raising your spirits, right? That can become addictive. And so we're searching for happiness in this way. And what I'm telling you to do is actually let go the other way. And how can I generate so much fulfillment and happiness within that actually I don't need anything, right? Actually, I am one with the Most High, I'm one with God. And when you can get to that space of having that God source within you and realizing it's always with you and seeing it all around you, you create so much fulfillment and happiness and no worry about the future. What's going to happen? All this stuff, right? We're all going to die, right? But you shouldn't be afraid of death. If you're afraid of death, you don't understand the true meaning of life, right? Life is beautiful. We have to realize that death is also beautiful. There's no such thing as death. There's no such thing as life. It just is. Experience it, enjoy it. Enjoy it not based on what they told you. Enjoy it based on what God is telling you. What I'm channeling and sharing with you right now is a message from source. It's not me. I learned this from the Most High, right? It's just coming through me. I'm just a messenger. Don't hate on me, right? I love you. I appreciate you. I want to support you. And that's why I offer the free energy reading in the description where you can get your vibrational checked, your vibration checked, your core vibration checked to see where you resonate on the vibrational chart. I'll put it on screen right now. And a lot of people, they resonate in the middle section, especially people watching these videos, they resonate in the middle section. And you want to be resonating in the top 5 frequencies. That's where life becomes transformative. That's where manifestation is like, woo! Like for me, I don't even manifest anymore. Shit just works out for me. I don't need to think, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, right? I don't need to do that. It just happens naturally through God working through me, right? I'm not trying to gain stuff. I'm not trying to manifest. I'm just the manifestation within itself. That's where life becomes magic. When you're no longer trying to gain the world, right? You are the world and it's trying to gain you. And so click the link in the description, get the free energy reading and the manifestation diagnosis session. It will transform the way you think about the law of attraction. Also, check out my 3-part series over here on how to raise your vibration correctly. And check out my previous video over here. And remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.